Now, our lives are full of noise, but how many of us really pay attention to the millions of unique sounds we hear each day? World Listening Day began in 2010 to encourage people to pay more attention to what they can hear. The event arrived in Taiwan last year, and more sound artists across the country are creating exhibitions and workshops that put sound front and center. Tonight, let's see how they make an art out of listening in our Sunday special report.
Lines of people walk the alleys of Tainan at night. All is quiet except for the bleeps of the cell phones in their pockets. They're practicing focused listening. The echoing bleeps describe the soundscape of the city.
Soundscape, the obvious analogy is a landscape. Most people understand what you mean when you talk about landscape. We usually think about a landscape as something that we view from a distance, and we look at it and it's apart from us, whereas the soundscape is all around us.
Nigel Brown and Alice Hui-sheng ChangSound both have Australian Master of Fine Arts degrees in sound. They create sound art presentations and occasional workshops, allowing city dwellers to practice listening to those sounds that are normally in one ear and out the other. This is a soundwalk, a walk for focused listening, designed to raise one's consciousness to the environment. The idea began in Canada in the 1970s, where it was initially intended to bring awareness to the changes underway in post-industrial urban landscapes. But if the goal is to become aware of changes, why is the sense of hearing so special?
视觉你会觉得说它是时间是无限延伸的。
When you look at something, you feel like the view could extend forever in time. You can look at it forever and it won't change that much. But sounds are constantly fading away.
I guess it's just an awareness. It's just when you go about your daily experience, you're more attuned to the sounds that are around you and otherwise have just passed by. You're just missing an opportunity, I suppose. I mean, if you can give people the opportunity to have a different perception of their daily environment or a particular place or something, then it just creates an opportunity, a chance for them to reflect on themselves and the world around them.
80% of Taiwan's population lives on just 13% of the country's land, mostly in cities. And many of us go about with a deaf ear to the world around us. But focused listening workshops like this one can start to bring sensitivity back to even the most oblivious ears.
For instance, somebody said that he'd lived in Tainan a long time and knew the area really well, but after the workshop he felt like he was a tourist in his own city, like he was experiencing everything for the first time.
When you prick up your ears and pay attention to what's around you, you may even realize that some sounds around are desperately calling for attention.
I'm recording a soundscape of Zhongshan Bridge. This area is going to be demolished soon.
Keelung's iconic Zhongshan Bridge has been the site of many film sets. When musician and sound artist Xiaoyun heard it was soon to be knocked down, she scrambled to get out and record the sounds audible from inside its famous walls. Many sounds vanish into memory as cities go through wave after wave of demolition and renewal.
Like vegetable markets, the sound of street vendors touting their goods, industries that are on the verge of disappearing, traditional crafts that will soon be lost to future generations. These were all inextricably linked to the civic culture of a certain era. I think it's very important to record these feelings. They're part of our culture, our memories of that era, part of our lives.
And apart from simply recording the evolution of city life, Xiao also wants her sound art to become an umbilical cord linking the people to the land despite the passage of time.
If we have some memories or some ways to cherish memories of the past, or some connections to the past and to traditions, then we'll know that our present day is actually a legacy of past history and culture. In this process, we can find some original meaning, so we won't be living our lives meaninglessly like in a vacuum.
To draw attention to the sounds of everyday life, Professor Noel Yang of the Arts and Crafts Department of Dongfang Design University has created an exhibition based on the soundscapes of classic Tainan meals, based in this art center. He hopes the appealing subject will trigger more people to pay attention to their ears.
We're all people, so we all put 70% of our external attention on our sight. We want to add an extra sense, that is hearing, to help people become familiar with the noises made by these dishes, whether they're being fried, sautéed, or deep fried.
In this space dedicated to sound, visitors can also find other media recording the sounds of Tainan, such as the soundscape of ceremonies at the Confucius Temple.
You know the Confucian ceremonies, and you know more or less the traditional clothes people wear at them. But what special sounds can you hear? We try to get people curious.
Sounds are testimony to human life and activity. These avid audiophiles hope that more mindful listening can attune us to deeper memories and awaken new vigor in our senses.